All right, check 1 2, check 1 2. Good. That is working. However, the chat BGM is not. Let's actually have that up. And maybe I think this might be a good ambient sound. So let's keep it at that. Hopefully that would be good enough. But yeah, let's see, anything else? I really should have done a whole lot of this earlier, but I was doing some recordings last night, and you saw one of those things I recorded last night. That just came out of the blue, the Final Fantasy 14 copy pasta, and I was working on a lot, maybe not a longer video, but I was doing like working on a review video. Got the footage in last night, and I need to like just put it together. Right, I just need to put it together. But oh, camera is showing way too much. Well, maybe it's not that much, but I guess it's no secret that what cameras we use for this kind of thing. But yeah. Anyway, hey, and I guess welcome to the food truck. And honestly, today is gonna be a little bit of a mess. It's gonna be a bit, what do you call this? It's going to be quite a bit scuffed. I tried to prepare as much as possible, but it's like the idea for today is mainly to just look around Tokyo, see how you get to Japan and all the stuff you can find in on the way to like maybe your first day or two in Japan. But ultimately, this is just a talking stream for me to be really, and I don't know. It's just an excuse for me to talk specifically about Japan stuff. The thing about Japan, though, is there's a whole lot of things we could talk about, and it's if I took the actual time, if I actually had time and took the time to think about this a little bit more of what I wanted to talk about, this would probably be a little bit more organized. And don't do that, don't do that, hold up, okay, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Okay, let's turn off the camera really quick. Oh, that's dangerous. That is super dangerous. That's what happens when you have too many cords in one area. That's it's not good. It's not good. Okay, adjust, adjust, adjust this way. Hold up. Yeah, fix the camera here. I just had it in the right position, and what do you know? It did not want to do the things I wanted it to do. Why do you fall? Why do you fall? You're not supposed to fall like that. Like, I know the desk is crowded, that's why we got the other desk to help with our reviews and show and tell and whatnot. I guess it's essentially show and tell. But okay, I think this will be okay. I'm hoping this is okay now. But yeah. So anyway, so the plan for today is to go through Japan. Maybe not an entirety of Japan, but we're gonna talk a little bit of Tokyo stuff, and just some stories over there. Go on a walking tour. This is the thing I wanted to do the most, actually. Is do the walking tour around the places that you might go to, or go through even. Yeah, as you're going into Japan. So, and hopefully it doesn't take more than a couple of hours, because there's a whole lot of stuff we could talk about, and I may get into tangents with certain stories and whatnot. So I do want to save them for other times. I mean, I've been to the place for like 4 times now, almost every single year since I started going there. Yeah, since I first went there, and it's just such a fun place to be at. Even though you know, a lot of people just know about the main tourist attractions, Akiba, Shibuya, Tokyo in general, and Kyoto, whatnot. There's really a whole lot more stuff there than you know, than what you normally see. And that's kind of what I want to show, but we'll start with familiar ground first. So I think that's a good place to start, and then we'll definitely go into more, what do you call this, special places, unique places that you may have never thought about or ever thought to look to go through eventually. The other plan is to do this at least once a month. I say at least because I'm trying to do cooking streams too at the side, right? Trying to do cooking streams once or twice a month, and then we also still have the, what do you call this? We still have the Tokyo treat review boxes, so that's 1 week. That's 1 week by itself. Well, I mean 1 day in a week by itself. And the easiest time for me to do any of those things is like this during the weekend. So that's 4 weeks taken up by that kind of stuff already. So I mean, I would like to do more talk stuff on the weekdays, but it's a little difficult to do that, mainly because I'm normally exhausted by the time I get home. I can't exactly think straight, and there's other things that demand my attention, so it's a little tough to do that. So we'll make do with the time we got. Hopefully it's not too slow for anyone, but we could definitely do quite a bit of stuff in the meantime. But yeah, don't hesitate to like ask any questions, bring up anything that you might want me to go over while we're doing these kinds of things, because I do enjoy talking about it. And you know, not a whole lot of people have gone there multiple times. So there's a lot of people that usually just go there once and, you know, never go back again, because that's their trip of a lifetime kind of thing. And me, my personal thing with Japan is just I want to explore it. I want to explore the entire country from top to bottom. That's really the main reason why I keep going back, and the main reason why I don't spend a whole lot of time with the places that people are most familiar with, like in Tokyo and stuff like that. Yeah, I do drop by Shibuya, I do drop by Akiba. Akiba's a fun place, not gonna lie. And all the other places in Tokyo. I mean, there's also a lot of places in Tokyo that I haven't been to before, that I still explore when I'm actually in the city, but I don't make it a point to, like, what do you call this? I don't make it a point to, like, what do you call this? Make the vacation about the city. I usually, because it's usually on vacation whenever I get a chance to go. I wish I could do this for work, and you know, that's an enticing thing to do. What if I were able to travel and explore Japan as a work thing? And and do different things there. That'd be neat. That'd be neat. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of YouTubers already that do that. Abroad in Japan, Charla, the Tokyo creative people. They definitely have more insight than I do, but they also probably go to places that I don't go. Then again, what would be my angle if I ever did that kind of thing? Because you can't just go to like a random place and say this is neat, this is that, and that stuff. You gotta find something special. And the nice thing about the cities over there is they usually have at least one thing that makes them special for the most part. Like, you say this town is famous for their octopus dishes and whatnot, and this town is famous for rabbits, this town is famous for cats, this town is famous for some local produce. It sounds very mundane, honestly, it really does, but they pretty much do everything they can to highlight that one thing. I guess as people, you kind of do the same thing too. Anyway, I probably should talk about the food I have here on the desk right now. The food I have here on the desk, I also kind of want to try to do a little bit of a tasting stream. Hopefully, at the end. We'll do this at the end. We'll do this after our Japan talk stuff, because a lot of this stuff that we have here are omiyage, right? This is basic omiyage is like souvenirs. So we have like the sake Kit Kat, sake flavored Kit Kat. This is a small one. They actually have a much bigger one with a fancier box, but this is pretty interesting. This actually does have, I think this actually does have some real sake in there. It's a little hard to see on the camera, but yeah, it's way very hard to see on the camera. But right here it says 0.4% alcohol. So alcohol content. Alcohol content 0.4%. So there's a little bit of sake in here. It's not like 100% sake strength or 100% alcohol strength, but it is definitely under the limit of the law as far as Japan's concerned, as far as what we can constitute as liquor, but or like, you know, alcoholic drinks and stuff. But they do have to declare this because there is a little bit in there. There is a tiny bit in there. Also, but yeah, we'll check it. We'll do a taste test of that later. I've had it before, but we're gonna do a taste test later and refresh my memory what it actually does taste like. Now, Tokyo Banana. If you guys haven't seen Tokyo Banana before, this is like basically a custard filled. Yeah, you see how big this is? I think this is like actual size on the package. This is actual size. These are basically banana custard. I'm not exactly sure which one it is, to be honest, but it's a banana flavored cream of sorts in like a little sponge cake thing. Apparently it's really popular as a souvenir even in Japan. Remember, not everyone lives in Tokyo, so people outside of Tokyo, or even like people outside of Tokyo, that would be tourists, domestic and foreign tourists, will usually get these things either in gift shops or in like the train station typically, because that's usually where you'll find a lot of this stuff. Or since this is Pokemon themed, I haven't seen a Pokemon themed one before. They might get this one from like the Poke Center, or you know, some other places that might sell these. But these are just nice things that you can get. And just be careful though whenever you do get the just be careful whenever you do get some of these things, especially if you're on a trip and your trip like takes a couple of weeks in it takes a couple of weeks in Japan. They do have these expiration dates, and a lot of times the expiration dates on these boxes, whenever you do see them in the shops, especially for the cream stuff, is like 1 to 2 weeks. I got this box, I got these snacks received them a week ago. So the expiration date on this one's 11/20, so November 20, 2022. And I think typically these things don't have a whole lot of preservatives or very light preservatives typically. So you do want to get to them before the expiration date, because usually there's not a whole lot of leeway as far as Japanese stuff goes. Or maybe it does, I'm not entirely sure. But I normally don't take the chance on that. Just keep an eye on that. If you absolutely must get something that you probably won't see it in another town, because normally, normally the souvenirs are locale specific. So Tokyo Banana, you won't find it, let's say, in Kyoto or Osaka. Normally you'll find that only in the Tokyo area and any related places. Then there's the, let's see, what is it? The Kyushu strawberries, the Kyushu strawberry not Kit Kat, but they do have Kit Kat too. Kyushu strawberry Kit Kats and Pockies. You're not gonna see that outside of the Kyushu area, maybe not outside the Fukuoka area, because that's really the only place I've seen it. And it's things like that. That certain locales have like specific stuff, so they do really encourage travel for the most part. And it's really, they have a very good domestic travel thing that they do, like heavily encouraged to travel domestically, heavily encouraged to get the local specialties, stuff like that. And you know, it's I don't think any other place, I really don't think I see that, at least in the US. Typically you already know the big famous places. There's Hollywood, Las Vegas, New York, Disney World, Disneyland, but not a whole lot of advertisement for the other things. And I feel like because Japan uses the trains quite a bit for like transportation, they can put a lot of ads in those trains saying, oh hey, it's fall season, why don't we go to a place where there's a lot of fall leaves, let's go there. And a lot of people like just know where the spots are, and whenever the season comes it tends to be really crowded because a lot of people go there at the same time. But there's also like locals that know specific places that, you know, even domestic tourists don't know, and that kind of thing. But point is, I think I got a bit of a tangent. The point is, the souvenir stuff are nice to get, especially if you can, but do watch the expiration date, because sometimes, let's say you're like early in your trip and you're in let's say Hokkaido. Hokkaido is known for a lot of milk and dairy products in general, and I haven't gotten any of their stuff before, but cookies will have longer expiration dates, but anything that has like a lot of milk, cream, butter, that kind of thing may not have a longer expiration dates. I think like the shortest expiration dates I've seen have typically been 1 to 2 weeks by the time it hits the shelves. So it's like, ooh, I really want to get this and like give it to friends or eat it once I get home 3 or 4 weeks later, because you know, I'm not going to be able to come back to this area, and I'm probably not going to see it when I get back to Tokyo when I fly out. But oh my gosh, the expiration date is so, what do you call this? The expiration date is so soon, I can't do it. Now, you can probably still grab it and taste it for yourself while you're in Japan, but it would be a chore and a half to try to find the same thing again, like maybe a few days before you have to leave. But it's just a shame, though. It's just a shame. Normally, though, just keep an eye on the expiration dates. But we'll go over that again later for sure. But yeah, so I got the sake Kit Kats. We also got the Tokyo banana stuff. Let's see. I got a few other things. I'm gonna have to clear my desk out here a little bit just because it is quite crowded. Let's set this aside. Let's grab you later. But I also grabbed this very shiny, now that I see it, curry shrimp crackers. Oh yeah, that is super reflective. Let's not put that in the wrong angle on the camera. But yes, this stuff is, I haven't seen that one before. I've seen a bunch of cracker flavored stuff. I like flavored cracker stuff, and I've got a few in Kobe before. Like supposedly it's like a Kobe beef flavored crackers and chips and stuff. I tried it and I honestly didn't really taste much of it. But the main reason why I even got the snacks to begin with was I had a craving for these things. Now, I don't know how many people actually get cravings for crab sticks and whatnot, but there's the main reason why I even got all that stuff. And we weren't even supposed to do a food review stream today, but I got they had like a sale for these things in the online grocery store that I typically go to, and I got like 8 of these. I think I already ate like 4. And I noticed they had other things that in there too. We're not going to review these crab sticks and whatnot just because it gets a little messy, and I want to save these for, like, I want to savor these and not eat them on stream. And who would be actually interested in these? Honestly, who would be interested in these kinds of things? But I'm just going to describe them really quick because I've had these as a little bit of a time each day. So like, this is just a regular crab stick, but holy crap, this thing is so thick, so firm, so snappy. It's like really good. It doesn't compare to the crab sticks I usually get in the grocery stores around here. It's like the crab sticks I usually get in grocery stores around here are soft, limpy, not really that great to bite into. It doesn't have a snap. This one has a snap. It's kind of like it's kind of like a sausage to me, to be honest. It's like a fish sausage, but crab flavor, you know. So like that is really great. This one I think is just a fish stick. No, it's not a fish stick. It says Ika. So Ika is squids, but I think this one in particular has cheese in it. So it's like a squid, fish, and cheese snack. And this one's actually kind of all right. Maybe not my favorite out of the group, but this was worth a try. This one is pretty interesting. This says taco. Taco something. I'm not sure what this thing is over here. But it's basically octopus, some octopus, of course, the fish. Maybe there's no fish. Maybe it's actually just pure octopus, but not a whole lot of meat on octopus, but it's like all that stuff. And then there is this quail egg in the middle. I didn't realize this at first, but I should have guessed when I saw the egg over here and looked at this entire thing. Why is it egg shaped? I know I got a scallop snack, but why is it egg shaped? Because there's a quail egg here, and it's like a hard-boiled quail egg. It's kind of neat, to be honest. It's pretty neat. I didn't bring the scallop here because I forgot to do that. And then we have like chikawa, so another fish stick kind of thing, but this is like flat one. I'm not sure why it's flat. And it looks like I got 2 of the same thing, thinking I got 2 different things, but this is the same stuff. But yeah, that's the main reason why we even have those snacks to begin with. So that is, we're not going to review these, but we're going to review the sweet stuff later. That. And of course, I had to get various drinks. I tried this royal milk tea. I think the royal milk tea is like, it has honey in it, according to the packaging. Like you can probably find some of these stuff in like, say 99 Ranch or something. Like I know 99 Ranch sells the strawberry one, and apparently has like 0.1% actual strawberry in there in the powder somewhere. But this is basically just like a black tea powder and flavoring. But these are nice. These are nice. I think for a normal cup though, you have to like use 2 sticks, and they don't. There's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot in the package. I think this one is like only 10. So you would, if you wanted like a full cup, you would have to like use 2 sticks. Otherwise, for some reason, I've noticed that a lot of the cups, at least in the instructions here, it's a little hard to see because it's not the usual camera angle I use. But a lot of the stuff here is like 120 milliliters, 150 milliliters. That's like a little teeny teacup thing, and I don't know if any of us here in the West or in general have those teeny tiny little teacups. Usually we have like mugs, you know, something like maybe this size. And basically what I have here is this Cafe Latori, apple flavored tea, and it is actually really good. I think this is like my favorite out of the entire thing. It's actually really good. It's like got a nice crisp apple flavor, and it really clears up my throat whenever I drink it. It's nice, refreshing. Only shame that there's only 7 of these in the box, but I think the one in the pictures actually looks like quite a bit clearer than what I have in the cup itself. It looks dark. It looks dark in the camera. It looks about the same as black tea to me when I'm looking at it. But this is probably like the best what do you call it? The best tea that I've had so far, and yeah, it's just nice to relax with. This one's actually really nice to relax with. I guess I also got this Royal Milk Peach Tea. So I'm guessing this is like coffee, milk, and peach flavor. Haven't tried this yet, but I'm expecting some good stuff. But probably not as good as the apple tea. That one's really good. Super, super good. Anyway, so we're not gonna do any of this tasting stuff just yet. We're gonna go ahead and do our actual Japan stream right now. So the actual Japan stream, not the food tasting, food review stream that I've been going on apparently for the past 30 minutes. So let's let me get this set up, please. Okay, and let's turn off the camera for now because we don't need that. But yeah, welcome to Japan, everyone. Welcome to Japan. Now this is like in the Narita airport when you first land, and it depends on which terminal you're going through. I think this is like Terminal 1 that we're going through. Narita Airport has 3 terminals. I know a lot of people also mention the Haneda. The Haneda Airport is also pretty good. I think better than Narita, because I think Narita is like the older airport. Really far away from Tokyo itself. But the Haneda Airport, from what I've seen anyway, isn't that much closer. I think Narita is 1 to 1.5 hours by train or bus to Tokyo. And Haneda is still roughly about an hour away from Tokyo because, planes need a lot of runway. It's just, it's not that much closer. And usually whenever I try to go into Haneda, it's more expensive for whatever reason. But one of these days, maybe I'll be able to like drop by Haneda. You can actually just do that even if you don't have a flight over there. You can take a train, you can take a bus to either the airports and just look around. Basically, you can just look around and see what they have. I guess that concept is a little bit foreign, at least in North America, because normally in North America you have the arrival lobby and you have the departure lobby, right? And once you get to the departure lobby or the arrival lobby, there's really not much room for anyone except for passengers, counters, and restrooms. Basically, there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot, but when you go to Japan, and there you can actually see quite a bit of stuff before security. It's pretty ridiculous. Let me see if I can. I try to sort my pictures out, but I'm probably going to have to do quite a bit more sorting later. But let me see if I can find what I'm trying to look for. But I think the thing about Narita Airport in general, or at least Narita and Haneda, I think there's a few videos on Haneda. I'm not sure if people talk about Narita much, especially these days, because it's the older airport. But I feel like it still has quite a few things to see and whatnot. Um, let me see. But it does have a lot of space. It does have a lot of space in the pre-arrival area. Um, like if you see here, there's a bunch of shops, and this is before security. This is not after security. Now there are some shops after security for sure, and some food stuff, but most of the good stuff actually is before security, and they have all this space dedicated to like the passengers and anyone who wants to visit. Like at least these airports in Japan know that, hey, we can't get money from just the passengers. If you want to earn money and keep this airport afloat, you also need to cater to the people who are waiting on people arriving, or just want to visit the airport, because there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of nice stuff here. And that's what they've done. So they've actually set up shops and stuff outside the security. And let me see what else I can find here. Let's see. Oh, why is my music not looping? I just noticed that my music is not looping. Oh, this... Wait, hold up. Ah, that explains some things. That explains something. There's no music on this scene. All right, let's go. But let me see. I want to show the food court really quick. It's a little bit difficult to show everything because the food court, at least in Narita Terminal 1, there's 2 floors. There's 2 floors to the place. And there's a food court up above, and there's a food court down below. And also there's a food court past security, but the food court past security, let's just take a look at the food court past security really quick, is this thing. This is basically the only food court that I think it's basically the only food court past security. And it is a very, very sad food court. Like, yeah, you got the basics in there, but honestly, this is kind of overpriced compared to what you get inside. The prices are still Japanese prices. They're very fair prices. They're pretty darn low if you compare them to other airports in the world, or at least airports in the US. Like, holy crap, normally a Big Mac would cost you maybe $5, and the Big Mac in the airport would cost you double that. That's not great. But here, 1,000 yen ramen is 1,000 yen outside, 1,000 yen in here. It just makes it easy. Now, it might be a cheaper quality, but it's still what the price you would expect to pay for that kind of thing. But if you actually go to the food court area, let me see if I can find ramen specifically. This is not ramen. That is other stuff that's not ramen. Can't find the actual just ramen, but there's a lot of food displays, and it's gonna take a lot of space for that. But just this is like half the, maybe not even half. This is like a fourth of the food court area in Narita Terminal 1. I say Terminal 1 specifically because I don't think Terminal 2 and Terminal 3 in Narita Airport have a whole lot as far as shopping and food facilities. I think it's all Terminal 1. There might be a few in Terminal 2 and 3, but it's not quite as extensive if I remember correctly. But then again, I feel like I've only had experience with Terminal 1 just because that's where I usually land. But that's like one shop. There's like a bunch of other shops. Chinese restaurant, Western dishes, what they consider Western dishes anyway. Some sushi. There's like a shop just for sushi, like actual good quality sushi. How much does this cost? Now that I think about it, how much does this particular shop cost? I can't see it on the screen right now, but if I look at it from here, this is not the picture. That is, I think this is katsu curry. No, this is ramen that I was looking at. I was looking for the ramen thing. I found ramen while searching my folder. Where is it? But yeah, as far as so the best places in Tokyo is actually going to be, your first best place in Tokyo is going to be the airports. As odd as that may sound, the airport's actually a good place to visit if you just want to find like a lot of stuff concentrated in one place. And let's just say, you only have one day in Japan. Weird, but it does happen. Like, as a stopover, it's really late at night, you only have one day. Or yeah, it's maybe a very short stopover, 1 or 2 days for whatever reason. The airport's a very good place to go to if you can't go into the city itself. The airport is a very, very good place to go to. And there's like, where is that? There's like a bunch of stuff. Where is that sushi? Okay, I'm just gonna have to like scroll through. Sushi, 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 sushi. Sushi cannot find. Why? I was able to find you earlier, but why can't I find you now? Sushi. Soba. Sushi. Sushi! Oh yeah, this is definitely good quality sushi. 4,300 yen for that black plate up front. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different kinds of sushi. Maybe 9 different kinds of sushi plus a tamago. Tamago is probably like $1. $1 to serve. But looks like pretty decent cuts there. 4,300 yen. It sounds expensive, and it actually kind of is, to be honest. But airport price, I guess, plus quality equals expensive. But there are definitely cheaper plates. Just salmon, apparently. 3,300 yen for that plate of salmon on the side over there. And a bunch of other donburi stuff, which is actually quite expensive. Maybe their ingredients are from a place I don't know about. It's kind of high. Actually, it's kind of high. The drinks are also expensive, but you kind of expect that. But yeah, there's that. There's also the... Oh crap, now I lost the ramen. Where's the ramen? Where's the ramen shops? Well, let's do not ramen shop right now. Let's go ahead and do the meat shop. I think this might be a barbecue. Like, there's a curry here. There's, I think, a grill. I'm not exactly sure what to call this, but your choice right now in this very vast selection of places to eat just in the airport alone is 3,300 yen for 8 pieces of really good tuna sushi, or 3,200 yen for Wagyu strip loin and silver side, whatever the heck silver side is. But basically it's the thing in the middle, smack dab in the middle, like slices of really good Wagyu beef plus rice plus veggies plus a bunch of other sides. I think that's a very good deal. And they have a lot of good deals like that. Grilled Wagyu short ribs up top middle. 1,700 yen, much cheaper, but quality is still really, really good. They have a bunch of this stuff right there, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing. And it's one of the reasons why I recommend just even the airport to visit. Like, there's a whole lot of places to see, a lot of food to get, a lot of good food to get, lots of shops. And okay, so the next one was the ramen one. This is the ramen shop. I don't know this particular ramen place. I don't know this particular ramen place, but it's got like mostly I see like the broth, the shoyu ramen. These are I think prices from 5 years ago now. So 2017, prices from 2017. Most of the ramen back then were 1,000 yen, around 1,000 yen or below. That's typically how they're priced anyway. They don't typically get that much more expensive unless you add a lot of toppings, like say have 5-8 slices of chashu, because chashu is expensive regardless. So yeah, extra chashu is I think 100 yen per slice, and so is the egg. But base price is fairly cheap, and they do give you quite a decent amount just for that. But there's also the sukemen. Sukemen is a dipping ramen. Sukemen is absolutely great if you haven't had that before. Basically what you do is take your ramen noodles and dip in this really concentrated broth of goodness, basically. And it clings to the noodles, and it makes for like a very deep, concentrated flavor of the broth. And the broth really is the main highlight of a ramen dish, other than the meats and the toppings and the noodles. If you don't have good broth, you don't have good ramen. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. You know what? Let's see. Maybe I'm going at this wrong with the with the thing I'm looking at. Hold up. Maybe we can change the source to... Oh wait, I'm doing something else here. Alright, we're gonna have to try a different mode. Okay. Window capture is very dangerous, but I'm gonna give that a shot and see if we can get that done right. Expandong or something. Something like that. Okay. Alright, hopefully this won't bite me in the butt. I'm hoping this won't bite me in the butt. There we go. That way we can scroll through this in real time. But there's like just a bunch of good and cheap food basically. And these are the prices. Most of the prices here are the prices you would pay outside of the airport, which is probably the best part. That way you know you're not getting ripped off. The Japanese people know they're not getting ripped off. And it might be a little bit expensive by maybe 200 yen, but come on. 200 yen is nothing when you have all this good food. Also, in the airport, a lot of times, you know, I don't think I've seen this anywhere else, but it might exist in other places. But a lot of times, when you get dropped off at the airport, that's it, right? Your family and friends can't hang around, basically. They're just, you know, they just leave you there, and you go say goodbye, and the farthest you probably get is the security, and that's it. That's it. It's amazing though, compared, like, you know how much land the US has much compared to Japan, but the airports are so small right before security. It's like, what the heck are you doing with all that space? And apparently they're not doing it, they're not they're not making enough space for the visitors that just kind of want to hang out. Yeah, security issues, but you know what, Japan also has security issues, so what's new? But you can, up here, there's the second floor of the Narita Terminal 1 airport, and there's food court like on this side that you can't see, but on the other side you can also, like, there's benches out there that you can see the planes take off and land. And you know, people do bird watching, so they also do plane watching. That's just a thing they do here. Whether you're family or friends or strangers, you just kind of just do your thing there. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here that you can see. Yep, second floor. I think, yeah, that's glass. That's glass. They got a sign up on the second floor in a Narita sale, and it's nice. It's neat that they can do that kind of thing, and a bunch of boutiques and whatnot. Yeah, I think we showed this shop. So this is one place I ate at. When was this one? This was my second trip. I was on the way back, second trip. Didn't have much money left in my Suica card or cash at all actually on my person. Could have used my credit card if I wanted to. I did not want to. But as you can see, this restaurant's actually pretty big. That's quite big. I don't know if you can say that for most places in all the other airports you've been to, if you have. But this is fairly long. It can accommodate a lot of people and also a lot of baggage. Like, holy crap, look at this. Hey Ollie, welcome. How's it going? So I'm just talking right now about some top places that you would see when you first get into Japan, or Tokyo in this case. But we're going to try to fit as much as we can within like 2 hours. And honestly, there's just a whole lot of stuff to talk about. What did I miss? What did you miss? Not a whole lot. I'm just going through the Narita Airport right now. We are Narita Airport Terminal 1. And I was just mentioning the airport is actually, if you don't have a whole lot of time in Japan, like let's say it's just a stopover of like maybe 1 day or 2 days, or maybe even several hours. All right. Or even several hours. You can probably, if you have the clearance to do so, go from the security into before security. So you have to go through customs first. You always have to go through customs. And a lot of these shops you would think are past security, but no, they're not. These shops are before security. Yeah, I like the video you make on planning stuff before going to Japan. I'm gonna try to make it. What do you call this? I'm gonna try to make those smaller videos so that the information is a little bit clearer. Just need to find the time and energy to do that. But I just want to show you what it looks like before the airport. Narita has 3 terminals, by the way. This is Terminal 1. Yeah, like a tutorial. We're gonna do bite-sized piece video tutorials. That's the plan anyway. I actually still need to do that. And I'm only one person with a lot of stuff to do. That's not video stuff, so. But yeah, this is one restaurant that I went into. Fairly long. A lot of people it can accommodate a lot of people. Basically, with my last 15 to 20,000 yen, I got this set. This is one set, by the way. This is not multiple orders. This is one order. It was a soba set. This is so we got here soba, the dipping sauce for the soba. I guess we have ginger and wasabi, as well as some pickled veggies. That's typical. The pickled veggies are typical. That's like a palate cleanser kind of thing. And oyakudon. Oyakudon is like chicken egg over rice. And this is all one set. Oyakudon, yes. It's also a tag, so if you want to look that up, you can look that up. But anyway, we're talking about food right now. We're talking about food. This was really filling for a big price of 12,800 yen. That was cheap. All that stuff, 12,800 yen. That's about 13 bucks US at the time. Maybe cheaper now, closer maybe to 10 bucks. But can you imagine how cheap this is compared to what you normally pay for in any other airport? That's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's a lot of food. It's a lot of food. Yeah, 1280, not 12,800. It's cheap. Now this food court here, we checked it out a little while ago, but let's go through it again just because I got the gallery working. This is the food court, what do you call this? After security, it is sad. It is small. The food is not as good. The quality between this and what's before and after security is absolutely dismal. It's still okay. The prices are like the prices you would expect to pay inside, like before security, because it's fairly stable. I think the food prices, they don't upcharge too much, but the quality is not as great. But if you can't go outside the airport, this is where you would go to. Like if you can't, not outside the airport, if you can't go past security, if you can't go past customs to go through the good part of the airport, this is where you would go, and it's all right. I've had the ramen here. It's okay. Honestly, it's not okay. I tend to not do the exchange rate to our currency when I go to a different country. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. The different places have different what do you call this? Cost of living and exchange rates and stuff like that. So it's understandable. But compared to US though, it's fairly reasonable. Yeah, yeah. I've never been to Vietnam before. I do want to visit it just to see what the food scene is like, and I've seen what's his name, Sunny from Best Ever Food Review Show did, like, I think he lives there and has done quite a few videos over there, so I kind of want to try the food because of that. But I think for Vietnam I would need to get a visa, and right now I'm just so hung up on Japan, exploring a lot of stuff in Japan to go anywhere else, to be honest. But that's my choice. That's my choice. He moved back to the US, I think. I know he went to the US during COVID, when COVID started, because he needed to make videos and stuff. But yeah, if I ever go there, I'll let you guys know and ask for some recommendations. But my focus for now is Japan, just because, you know, there's a whole lot of places to explore there, and a lot of places I want to check out that not a lot of people check out. So what I want to do with this video series is to go through what I've seen in Japan, as well as recommend you places that maybe you might not think about and may not think to visit. Like, I know whenever I take my family over there, when I say family, like parents and cousins and whatnot, I show them the places that normally people don't go to, and because they're not weebs, they're normal people. They're not weebs, so they don't know too much about Akiba and all the hip happenings in Tokyo and whatnot. But they're more interested in food and culture, so that's what I show them. But I also want to show you guys the food and culture too, and not just Akiba. Sure, we'll go around Akiba. We'll do a walking tour once we get there. That's why the Japan Google Maps is here. We'll do a walking tour where we can. The airport's not exactly the best place to do a walking tour, but we'll do what we can here. What is this? Oh, that's airplane food. What's that airplane food doing there? That's not okay. You don't go there. You don't go there. We'll talk about airplane food another time. We'll talk about airplane food another time. But okay. Let's see. Welcome to Japan. Some signs. So basically a bunch of food displays that you can see. So this is all before security. All this stuff is before security. All the food displays that shows what the restaurants have. There's a lot of it. All fairly priced. You just kind of have to pick which one you want to go to. Like, you're actually really super spoiled for choice. In the food court alone, you're super spoiled for choice on what to pick. And there's a lot of places to pick. Like a tempura shop. And I think there's a Chinese restaurant. Yeah, there's a Chinese restaurant. As well as sushi. The sushi here is actually quite expensive. I'm expecting also because it's actually a good quality sushi. I've never been to this particular one before. Not this particular one anyway, but I think I went to a sushi shop in Osaka, and I think I paid between 2,000 to 3,000 yen for a plate kind of similar to this, but it was also really good. We're not going to be going to Osaka today. That's going to be another time. But I'll show you that when we get there. One of the best things I remember from the trip is the airplane food, and the fried glass noodle is awesome. Oh yeah, because when you go to and from Vietnam, I guess the Vietnamese airlines will serve the local cuisine and stuff like that. That's true. Normally when I fly to and from Japan, I like taking a Japanese flight because you know they're gonna have the good food. You know you're gonna have the good food. I have taken like American planes going to and from Japan. It does not even compare. It's so sad. The food menu is so sad, actually. It's not great. It's not great. But we'll go over the flight stuff Yeah, A is great. ANAs are actually usually what I take. Like Japan Airlines would be nice, but the thing is, I don't normally take Japan Airlines just because it's. I have this mileage system on my credit card that I use, and I don't I think the mileage system is a little bit more expensive with Japan Airlines. So I use ANA because I know because the exchange rate for that is really good once you do that. But yeah, that's a topic for another time. Finance topic another time. But yeah, this is like one, maybe like a fourth or a fifth of the food court, and this like half of this food court area. But you can see how big it is. It's just so much stuff. So much stuff. I can't show everything. Let me see though if we can go into Narita Airport. Let's see if we can go into Narita Airport and see what the food court looks like. I know some people have taken pictures in there, but you can't roam around too far. This is Terminal 2. There's Terminal 2 and Terminal 3, so we gotta get to Terminal 1. Where is Terminal 1? Oh, Terminal 1's over here. It's just one long strip. Do you have like a place where you can buy yen before you go to Japan? Okay, here's the thing. Here's my big recommendation when buying yen when you go to Japan. Don't go through the money exchangers. If you have a debit card, and if your debit card is usable outside of the country without a fee, the best place to exchange money in Japan is what do you call it? Is the 7-Elevens. If you have a debit card. If you do not have a debit card and you have to do cash, then the best place to do that is in Japan itself. I don't typically do money exchange outside of the country that I'm going to go to, just because it's usually more expensive. But I think in Japan they're fairer price. But even then, the airport I think would be the best place for exchange rate if you have to do physical cash. Because outside the airport, it's actually kind of tough to find a money changer. I know that sounds weird, but considering Japan's like a cash-heavy country, but I don't use. Maybe the train stations would have them actually. Now that I think about it, maybe the train stations would have them, but I think the exchange rates there are lower than at the airport. The airport would definitely have the best exchange rate if you have to do cash. But if you have like I said, if you have a debit card that does not charge international ATM fees, use that. Go to the 7-Elevens, though that's your best bet. Did that here so I can save a lot of money from exchange rate and paying through card. Yeah, so the thing with the ATMs in 7-Eleven, you still do have to pay a fee whenever you do the transactions, even if your card itself does not have a fee. However, the fee is pretty small. I think it's like 300 yen. So what does that mean? 300 yen for each time you use the ATM in Japan. What does that mean? It means the more you withdraw from the ATM, the cheaper percentage-wise that ATM fee is. I think you can withdraw up to 50,000 yen in a day. I don't think you're gonna go through 50,000 yen in a day. Hardly go through maybe even 10,000 yen in a day unless you're doing something specific. But I think if you're using, let's see, if you're using cash for the most part and you don't have a lot of stuff prepaid already, I would probably say keep at least around 20,000 yen on you. Yeah, like around 20,000 yen on you. It's not unusual actually for people in Japan to have wads of cash in their pockets. You don't typically have to worry about getting pickpocketed in Japan, but still stay vigilant. But haven't had that issue. Haven't seen anyone have that issue, thankfully. The main things you have to watch out for are scammers around the train stations. Usually that's where they hang out. Especially for some reason in Ueno. I'm not exactly sure why. but haven't really had to worry about that. Things like Kabukicho I think is the red light district in Tokyo, so unless you're going there for specific reasons, yeah, scammer. So the main scam the main scam that I've heard that goes around there is like and this is a story from a friend, and I think abroad in Japan also has mentioned scams like this before. But basically, there are people that pose as Buddhist monks. I think that's the main scam. Or if they're not Buddhist monks, there's also people that like are recruiters for a cult or something. Cults are big in Japan for whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure why. No, I know why, but we're not going to get into that. But basically, they give you stuff for free, and unless it's got a bunch of advertisements on that thing that give you. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show what you mean. So a lot of people in Japan will give you free stuff, typically like tissue papers, fans, and whatnot. Let me show you the one I still have from my second trip. Let me close all these other ones first. So this is one thing I got. It is a fan. It was the heat of summer, so fans were popular to give out, as well as tissue paper. Basically, these things have a lot of advertisements on them, and the reason why a lot of people do this is, to give you they give you something that you can use. It's fairly cheaply made, though this has lasted 5 years now. So, and I have used this 5 years, and this thing is still working, is still fine. And it has a lot of ads. You can see there's a lot of ads on here. That's the reason why they give these things out for free, like tissue papers and this kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I would only accept these kinds of things. Anything else though? Anything else that you get like charms or beads or something along those lines. Something along those lines that seems to be like really nice stuff they give out. The fan is nice, but also, what do you call this? Nothing like that. Sometimes what they do is ask you for a whole lot of money for that one tiny thing. So let's say they give you, some fake monk gives you a charm and on the spot demands that you give them like 50,000 yen. It's like, that's ridiculous, right? That's a scam. That is a scam. The thing is, not a whole lot of people would accept, not a whole lot of people know about that. But yeah, I haven't had that happen to me before. I have seen monks around the train stations, but I don't think I've seen a scam actually take place. But a friend of mine warned me about that beforehand, so I was vigilant about that. They were just kind of sitting there though. I think they had like a cup or something out where you can actually donate to them if you want to. That is fine. That is fine. You can donate to them if you want to, if you do that. But don't accept anything from those people, and anyone who's like really pushy about giving you stuff, don't accept things from those people. The tissue papers and the fans though, those are fine to accept, but just be vigilant. Those are the main scams as far as I'm concerned. And then the other scams would probably be like insurance stuff, but that's more targeting local people than tourists or anything like that. So yeah, still have a very good souvenir from the trip. It's a small bell guy from top of Mount Fuji. Very nice. I haven't been to Mount Fuji yet. I really want to though. But if I do that, that means I have to go to I have to go there in like August, and I really don't want to go there in August for a very long time. I would rather go in spring or fall. Hopefully fall next year. But yeah. Anyway, so those are the main things I would say about the scams, as well as the money exchange. Yeah, so let's just wrap that up really quick. Cash, if you only have cash, wait until the airport to exchange it. If you have a debit card, don't exchange it until you can find like an ATM in Japan, because 7-Eleven is typically what you would find. There's also an ATM in the airport, You just have to find where it is. So, and the people around there can help you. And the staff in the airport typically are able to speak English and Japanese, and I think maybe Chinese and Korean, because those are their main visitors. And yeah, you should be able to get help there if you need help. It's cold AF, can see my breath. Yep, that's typically how it is. It's funny though. I've heard stories like in Mount Fuji, or at least the Mount Fuji area, because the hiking season for Fuji is in summer, right? So summer in around that time, around August, is very humid and maybe not that hot, but let's say the temperature is, I need to get my converter out. What is it? What is 80 degrees Celsius? Well, it's like not Celsius. 80 degrees Fahrenheit. What is 80 degrees Fahrenheit? Divided by 9 minus 32. No, plus 32. Wait, temperature. 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So about, let's just say about 26, 27 degrees Celsius, or 80 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer at the bottom. But once you get to the top of Mount Fuji, I think it goes down to like 10 degrees Celsius, maybe even 0. It's very cold up there. You have to pack properly. You have to pack as if you're hiking Mount Everest, basically, as far as cold gear. But it's not as tough as Mount Everest. Definitely not. I don't think anything is. But you just have to make sure you have the proper clothes to hike up there, and not short shorts or short sleeves. If you have to find something, go to like a Uniqlo or something like that. Go to a Uniqlo, go to a sports shop, grab a thick jacket, grab some pants, and make sure you're warm going up, because it will freeze. It will freeze. But yeah, anyway, there is that. Okay, let's see if we can find, so Narita Terminal 1, people have taken pictures over here. So let's see what we can find. Okay, so this is outside Narita Terminal 1. I think this is mainly where all the cars are. Exactly what I did. I wore a freaking bodysuit. You know, a lot of people wear bodysuits once they get up there, so understandable. I think this is the... What is this? I think this is like I know buses don't go through here, because I know there's like a specific area where the buses go, and it's not this area. I think this is like cars and taxis. I think cars and taxis go here. So this is not where we want to go to. Let's see. This is the one I went through, right? Yeah, we just went through there. Any tip on taking the train for people who can't read kanji? Okay, here's the thing. Here's a very nice thing about trains in Japan. It's both in English and Japanese. So if you can't read Japanese, you're okay, because the signs... Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if we can get to the train station. What's with the Mario picture? That's just welcome in Japan. I opened with that as a welcome in Japan when we started the stream. But let me see if I can find... So we're in the train station in Terminal 1. There's a train station under Terminal 1, 2, and 3. So you have a couple of options to get from the airport to Tokyo. This is probably the same for Haneda, but I think Haneda's train system is different. I've never been there before, just because I don't normally land there. Let's see if we can get a better shot. This is kind of blurry. I have a picture of the train station, but not any of this. Okay, let's start with this sign. You see the sign over here? It is in... Okay, I'm gonna get rid of Mario for now. Mario's kind of in the way. Okay, so you see the sign. It is in Japanese right now, but that will also rotate into English after a few seconds. So it rotates in both English and Japanese. This will also show the times of the trains. I mentioned the app before that will be very, very helpful to use whenever you take the train system, the Navi Time Travel app. So definitely keep that on hand at all times. And it also has instructions in English over here. So, you know, if you're just attentive, you're not gonna get lost very easily. Navi time travel. Let me write that out. Navi time travel. So they have a website and the app. I suggest using the app. The website isn't quite as easy to use for whatever reason. I need to make more tea. Hold on. Need to make some more apple tea. I'm gonna be going through several things of apple tea. I would not be surprised if I finish this off. And you know what? I think we're gonna be hitting 2 hours relatively easily. Let's just say we extend that a little bit today since I went on quite a bit of a tangent. Let's just see how far we get. I want to at least get to Tokyo at the end of this talk right now. And then we'll do more Japan talk another time. Because next week I want to cook. I want to cook next week. But yeah, so the sign here will change between Japanese and English, so that you shouldn't have any issues. Navi time travel, the thing I just typed into the chat, definitely check that out for train stuff. It's very helpful. And the thing is with a train, I don't know if we'll be able to see it here. Not this area. I haven't taken pictures of the train area myself just because usually when I get to whenever I arrive it's like afternoon, typically between 3 and 5 p.m. Super tired after a 14-hour flight, so you can understand where my mind is at that time. I just want to go to the hotel and rest, right? So I just want to go to the hotel and rest, not thinking much of anything else. But if you have the Japan Rail Pass that we talked about last time, if you have the Japan Rail Pass, you kind of have to go through the, what do you call this? The Japan, well, you can do it here or you can do it at any major station, but if you want to use it right away, this is the best place to do it. And you need someone with basically a really strong mind that's able to stay awake and alert at that time to be able to take care of all the paperwork. It's usually me. But if you don't have the energy to do that, you can always get like a ticket for that. But you would have to get tickets either way, whether you're doing a bus or a train. Let me get the water really quick. All right, getting some hot water for my apple tea. This apple tea is super good. Actually, I think the apple tea is the best thing I've had so far. Oh, probably can't hear me. But yeah, apple tea, super nice. Good. Let me see if I can find a picture. I don't think I usually don't take of any of those pictures just because, you know, tired. Super tired. Understandable. Have a nice day. Maybe I didn't take it in this trip. Maybe it was a different trip. Mayhaps. Did I? Maybe not this one. Was it on trip number 3? Let's see. I probably didn't. If I did, I probably did a video. And I don't want to go through the video right now, just because, you know, that's going to be a heck of a doxing issue. Not for me personally, just because I'm gonna be like behind the camera, but it would dox my companions, and I don't want that. I do need to sort these pictures out, and there's so many videos, but I'm really bad at getting it all sorted out. But yeah, there is a you basically have to do some research ahead of time as far as where to exchange your train passes and whatnot, if you plan to use that right away. Other than that, though, there is a counter in the airport itself, in the airport lobby. Somewhere in the airport lobby. Can we get into the airport lobby? Probably not. Are these all parking spaces? So this is departures. You don't want to be in the departures. The arrivals, I think, is one floor below. But I wonder if anyone's taken a picture of that. That's the thing. This is arrivals. So somewhere here in arrivals, there is going to be a counter where you can get bus tickets or train tickets to go to arrive in Tokyo. Now, here's the thing. The bus tickets are about, I think last time I checked, 10,000 yen per person. The price may have gone up a little bit, but it's around 10,000 yen per person. And it'll take you roughly an hour and a half to get to Tokyo, even with traffic, the little traffic that we did run into. Now, here's the thing. The train you think would be faster, right? But no, it is not. It still takes about an hour and a half from the airport, Narita Airport, to Tokyo Station. Let's just say Tokyo Station. You can exit in several different places, but Tokyo Station is the main one. It still takes an hour and a half to go from here to Tokyo Station on the train, and it costs, I think, 3,000 to 4,000 yen, which is like 3 to 4 times more than what you pay for the bus. The main difference with the bus and the train is basically comfort, actually just comfort. The train is definitely more comfortable. You have a little bit more space. You actually have Wi-Fi on the train, I think. The scenery, I think, is a little bit better on the train, but the scenery on the bus isn't terrible either. You do get a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be on a highway in Japan. So that's nice. But for the most part, though, you're not going to see much of anything while you're on the bus. For the main reason that on the highway, there's these giant barriers on the sides of the highway that you can't really see over or see through. So because of that, it's not a good viewing experience. The bus seats are comfortable at the very least. They're clean, they're comfortable. Not as much room as the train. You don't have really walking room because you can't really do that. But it's still, if you're just worried about time, they take the same amount of time. One's cheaper, one's more expensive. One is a little bit more comfortable. The other one's not as comfortable, but it's also still not bad. Overall experience, because you are in Japan, I say take the train if you can. If not, if you want to save money, take the bus for sure. Take the bus for sure. But you should be able to find a counter somewhere in the arrival area. Let me see if anyone has. Oh, that's the outside. Maybe someone does. Excuse me. But yeah, so you see this visitor service area. That's just a whole lot of space just to roam around as a visitor. Like I said earlier, Japan has found out how to monetize everything. Japan has found out how to monetize everything. A lot of this stuff you normally would not see before security in most other airports, but because here in Japan anyway, at least in Japan, they will build stuff before security so that families, visitors, and anyone else who wants to visit can spend their time at the airport, spend money there at the airport, and it keeps things running. I think that's a really neat idea, and it makes the airport also look nicer. Apparently this is the viewing deck out on the second floor, so if you just want to come here and check out the planes and you don't have anyone to wait for or drop off, you can definitely do that. Lots of people do that right here. You can see the planes take off and land. It's a very neat idea to do. Let's see, what else do we have here in this area that I cannot see? A&A Lounge. This is inside already. We don't need to see this. Don't need to see that. Ramen. It's probably the bad ramen. Not as good ramen anyway. Okay, I think I may have seen this area. I never actually went there though. That's not what I need. We need... Yeah, I just wanted to show the shopping area, the shops. This is still before security. This looks like it's after security, like, right? But no, this is probably like the line to security or what have you. But this is still before security. You can tell because there's a drugstore here. I think there is a drugstore-ish type of thing in after security, but they don't actually call it that. But they have a specific one over here, and it kind of looks like what it would be in the outside, except much, much smaller. What am I trying to look for here, though? Oh, one of the restaurants? Sure, one of the restaurants. I don't think this is the one I went to, though. Or actually, it kind of looks like the one I went to. Royal Coffee Shop, Narita Airport. Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't go to coffee shops. This is, I think, after security. Yep, this is after security. I've been around this area before. There's the gift shops over here in case you need some last minute gifts, and there's some last minute gifts here that you can grab that's not in the main area. This is before security. Bunch of stuff that you can buy here: books, DVDs, CDs. This is from 2018, so 2018 you could still travel. I think it was after 2020 that you cannot travel for a while until last month, basically last month. But yeah, look at how big this is, and this is just, and this all this you can like just check out when you're when you're even just a visitor in the airport, which is super neat. Anyway, so let's go away from the airport. Suffice to say, the airport is a very nice place to visit, even if you don't have a whole lot of time. So the question is, once you get from the airport, where do you go? You could actually stay in multiple different places. The places I've stayed in Tokyo are Ikebukuro. That's the first place I went to. I didn't know anything about how things were set up in Tokyo before as far as lodging and whatnot, but that's where I first stayed. It's not this particular picture, but I had a similar setup in the place I stayed the first time. If I can find it. Lodging. So let me see if it's gonna switch over when I do this. There we go, it did switch over. So I think this is a little bit smaller than the place I stayed at. This is in a different town altogether, but the setup is similar. This is what they call a business hotel. It's just like a regular hotel room. And it has all the space that you need. One bed, a small area for a TV. The bathroom configurations are going to be a little bit different depending where you go. But it is kind of neat to see that the sink and the toilet are kind of attached like this. Then you have the tub. The tub, though, I think is the best thing in the entire bathroom, because in most places, at least here in the US, the tub is not deep enough for you to soak in. But in Japan, it is always going to be about this deep. Almost always going to be this deep. Is it going to be this small? Probably not. There definitely have been longer bathtubs, but this one in particular, but most of them are going to be about this deep, where you can actually just sit in, soak into the water. Japan has a very as a collective, has a hobby of soaking in hot bath water, and is actually really nice and relaxing after a day of being out and about everywhere. So I do appreciate the deepness of this bath. I don't usually take a bath like a soaking bath like this outside of Japan. I've tried to a couple of times, but it's like not very comfortable because the water doesn't go up to your shoulder, and it's the tub is definitely not deep enough to do that. But here you can do that, and it's very, very relaxing. When you hear stories about people soaking in the bath for 30 minutes or over an hour, you probably ask why would anyone soak like that for that long in a bath. This is the reason why. It's because of that kind of thing. But yeah, this is what a normal business hotel looks like. Typically they're not that much bigger than this. I think at most I've seen like occupancies of 2 people. Like this is like for one person. I think I'm mostly like you can probably fit 2 people in that bed, but it's not going to be comfortable. Typically though, I do like hostels usually when I come in, especially since when I first land in Tokyo, I'm not going to be there for very long, like maybe a couple of days at most. First day just to like recover from the flight, second day to walk around, and then I'm out. So hostels are what I typically do. This is one hostel place I've been to. I don't really have a good shot of everything. Yeah, it's the best place to think about life. The bath is the best place to think about anything. Also a good place to read manga and play games, apparently, for some other people. But yeah, this is like a hostel bunk. So hostels, if you've never been in them before, there's I guess some horror stories about hostels in different places, but in Japan it's actually really, really nice. You still have to do your research and find which ones you want to go to. But this one is pretty nice. This is a bunk bed situation. This is the top bunk in this case, and quite cheap. Well, it depends. I guess cheap is relative, but compared to, let's say, the hotels in the US, on average are about $100. I don't know if we have hostels for sure, but I don't know how much they're priced here in the US. In Japan though, your typical price for one person in a hostel is like 20 to 4,000 yen, usually on the lower side. So I think let's just say an average of 3,000 yen per person, and you get a really good quality out of that. Usually these places, especially in Tokyo, have multiple floors, so there's an elevator you can go up and down on. Each floor typically has a shower and toilets, so that's nice to know. And the kitchen and dining area is going to usually be in a separate spot. But yeah, that's the basic setup. And you can kind of also see here they do rentals for certain things. So this is in this particular hostel is in the Asakusa area, Kaosan Origami. I'm just gonna show them right now. I've been there twice already, and it's a very nice place if you're in the Asakusa area. But yeah, so you do have a rental towel. That 50 yen rental towel is for the duration of your stay, or if you like for each time you rent the towel. So let's say you're there for a week and you want to change the towel twice. And you want to change the towel twice, you have to pay the 50 yen twice. So once for your first time, and then if you discard it into the wash, you can ask them for another one for another 50 yen. And this price is typically around 50 to 100 yen, just because I think that's their typical price for that. But it's fairly reasonable, fairly cheap, fairly reasonable. Coke, water. Some places have like vending machines so you can get that from. Typically, I would not get it for here because there is a convenience store nearby. There's a convenience store nearby, and they can sell the Coke and water to you much cheaper. And the water for, let's say, 1 to 2, let's say 1 liter, 1 to 1.5 liters is about 150 yen, I think. So that's a good value. For the, if you try to buy the same water in the vending machines, those are going to cost you around 110 to 120 yen for 500 mils. Not a good value, but if you're out and about and you need water, that's not a bad option. But if you want something a little bit more economical, definitely go to the convenience store, get some supplies there. And if you have a fridge, even better, or a fridge you can put your stuff in, even better. Like, let's see, print service, I guess they do printing service here too. We'll go back to this. We'll go back to that. That's not what I want to show you. That's not what I wanted to show you at all. Let's go back a little bit. So this is still the same place. So they also have, depending on the area, the kitchen area is going to be different. But for this particular one, this is the kitchen area. You got a couple of microwaves. There is a stove here on the side. There's pots and pans here on the bottom that you can use. Just be responsible, clean up after yourselves. Everyone shares a space, so everyone needs to clean up what they use, stuff like that. And if you want to like store, store food up here on the shelves or in the fridge, there's a fridge here on the side. You can do that. They do recommend that you put your name on it so that you know which one's yours, and everyone else knows which one's yours. People are very respectful about your belongings, so they don't take anything that you don't want to. And if for some reason you can't finish it during your stay and you want to just leave it there, there is a spot to like say, hey, it's available for everyone, please have at it. And there's been a couple of times I've actually seen like free food like that. And so this is like one of my times I stayed here, this was my dinner for breakfast and dinner, I guess. But got a bunch of stuff from the convenience store. We got some, is this ramen? I think that's ramen. Yeah, so we got some ramen, some fried food, sandwiches. I think that was for breakfast. Just supplies. And so in this particular place has a pretty nice area, and you can see the city lights and scenes on the outside on that balcony. So yeah, hostels can be a nice place. Just make sure you do your research, but most of them are pretty nice. So business hotels, hostels. What else do we have? Oh yeah, in the hostels also, they do have the, of course, they have the toilets and showers. Yeah, the toilets and showers. The toilet, if you haven't seen this before, they have the sink above the toilet. It looks weird, not gonna lie. But this is the same, this is just tap water that comes out. So basically what it does is whenever you flush, the water goes back into the tank over here, right? But before it gets to the tank, in this case, it goes up here to the faucet on top of the toilet. And you can use that to wash your hands and stuff. And then whatever water, and then all that water goes into the tank, whether you use it or not. I think it's a neat idea. It's a nice way to save water. And you just have to get used to the idea that this is actually the same tap water that comes out of the faucet anywhere else. Except it just goes into the toilet after you're done. So yeah. So yeah, it's like it's really neat. Also, not the weird thing, but the interesting thing I've seen is maybe this is just a Japan thing. I don't know. I don't think I've seen this anywhere else. But the handle here on the toilet, you see there's a up and down arrow, right? One is like a small flush and one is a big flush. Small flush typically you use for like if you do a number 1. Big flush if you do a number 2. So I think most places these days, at least here in the US, they try to limit the amount of water each flush does, like just blanket. But I like this idea where you can like just, if you want to flush a little bit or if you want to flush a lot, that's what this is for. I'm amazed how white people still stick with paper when you got the water gun. I know, right? I know. It's why I installed a bidet in my place, because I like using the bidet. The bidet is nice. You need to wet that bum if you are going to clean it effectively. That's just how it is. I'm sorry. Before I had bidets and before I came to the US, do you know what we used when we didn't have the spray of water? It's a tub of water and your left hand. Think about that. Think about that. We used our left hands to clean our butt, but it was effective. So I wish we used the leaf, but no, that wasn't the case. We used our left hand and a tub of water. That's how you cleaned it. It was nasty, but hey, you washed your hands afterwards, so okay, you know, right? And then eventually, I think most of Southeast Asia started getting those spray things. I think the first time I saw that is when I went back to the Philippines in 2018, I think. Yeah, 2018. I saw like a little spray thing in the airport. Have not seen that before, but I quickly got the idea what it was used for. And some people use the same thing, like to take a shower in the toilet. I don't know why, but they still do that. Okay, that's fine. But it's like most places outside the airports though don't have that system. I don't know how it is in the rest of Southeast Asia, but the Philippines in general is pretty behind as far as toilet tech. At least the places I usually go to, just because I go to more rural areas in the Philippines because that's where family is, and it is what it is. You get used to it, but I do appreciate in Japan anyway, which is the first time I ran into the bidet. The bidet in Japan is very fancy, right? So you have all these buttons on the side. This is like maybe the medium to deluxe version of the bidet. And the actual toilet seat here, the toilet seat that you see, is attached to like the power cord over here on the wall, and also these control panels. And then once you open this, you don't see the spray wand right away, but like when you press these buttons, it will spray it as long as it can sense that someone or something is sitting on the toilet seat. It doesn't spray if no one's on there, which is a nice safety feature if you want to prevent splashes. The bidet I have though is nothing that fancy. It's basically just a attachment. No power required, so accidents will happen with the spray if I'm not careful. But if I'm in an apartment situation, I don't really need the fancy one, because a fancy one I would have to like detach and take with me and, you know, disinfect and whatnot. I don't really want to do that. Would rather get the $30 attachment and leave it here, and get another $30 attachment when I go to a new place. Meanwhile, this fancy bidet over here probably costs upwards of $100 to $200, but it's totally worth for the $100 to $200 if you're in a permanent location. Just saying. Just saying, it's worth it. Cleaner butt. Think about it. Also, in the hostels, depending on the place, you're not gonna get a bathtub, but you will almost always get some sort of shower. And this is typically what the showers they have are. Of course, they give you the shampoo and body wash, and you might want to bring a towel for yourself if you're gonna like scrub and whatnot, because I don't think they have a towel specifically for that. So you either buy one from a local grocery store or drugstore and use it here, and that'll be like a souvenir also for Japan. So double purpose, clean yourself as well as a souvenir. but it's kind of nice. The setup in this place, though, I don't think I took these pictures from a video, so I can't show you the entire video. Oh. So I can't show you the entire video, but basically the setup here is I think there's like 3 showers in this particular bath area, and each one of the showers has like a door, so for privacy and whatnot. So there's like a small changing room right before the shower stall, and then you get into the shower stall and do your thing, and you come out of it. You come out of the changing. You come out into the changing room, change up, wipe down, do whatever, and then you get out. And that's basically how this place works. I would like to show you what it looks like, but I just have to make sure that I don't dox myself, because it's kind of all over the place. I tried doing like vlog styles back then. It didn't work out too well. It doesn't work out too well when you have someone else in tow and, you know, try to get all the shots you want. Now, you're not going to see this in Tokyo, I don't think. But outside of Tokyo, this is going to be a little bit more common. It looks very fancy. This is definitely the kind of setup you would see in a ryokan, where all the fancy food and onsen are. This one, though, is not a ryokan, at least not the fancy kind. But it is still pretty good quality. You basically have this gigantic room. With a living room setup and the bed area. This is actually like 2 sections of the same room, and a tiny little balcony over here where you can like see out. And this is like the what do you call this? The traditional, I guess, Japanese experience, Japanese lodging experience that you would probably expect. Locals do this for sure. If you're a visitor and you can find one of these places, this is also a very nice thing to do. This is also not that expensive, actually. I don't remember how much I paid for this one, but it's not that expensive. You get the futons. Futons are nice. And on top of the tatami, nice little view into the indoor garden and whatnot. Maybe not indoor, but the area, the inn's garden, like a little small garden. You get a tiny little table. This bathtub in particular, though, so I think this particular place, did it have... there were no showers in the room itself, but there was a toilet. However, if you did want, for this particular place, if you did want to take a bath or a shower, you would have to go down to the first floor and reserve the shower room, because I think there's only like 1 or 2 shower rooms. And basically there's this area down here where you do your shower thing. You have a stool that you sit on, shower, clean up, and then right afterwards, if you want to, you can go into the bath and relax. You know, it's a nice thing to do. I mean, this was a really nice experience to have for the 5 to 6 days that we were in this area. That was a nice place to be, and would highly recommend it. There we go. There we go. That's the stool I'm talking about. Again, the basics: shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. This is really, really nice. So yeah, I think the first time though, the first time I went with someone in Japan, I did not really get a good look at this entire place. But this is another lodging setup. I don't know if this was a hostel or a hotel, but I think it was like a hotel, but a pretty cheap hotel. And the bed was tiny. It looks a little big here, but it could barely fit like 2 people. It barely fit 2 people, but it was still fairly comfortable. I think this was a tatami on top of some sort, a futon on top of like some sort of tatami razor. And it was like heat of summer, so that AC was going on all the time. But yeah, I mean, just do your research on where you want to stay, and you have several options. But in Tokyo itself, I think my main recommendation is don't go for the hotel right away, just because they typically are not that big. Yeah, sure, you can get this size, and that's good for one person. And they're not too expensive either. I think they're on the range of 4,000 to 6,000 yen, maybe 8,000 yen, but typically not for a business hotel. Business hotels are supposed to be cheap and gets the job done. But my recommendation is probably like hostels whenever you get into Tokyo, when you first get into Tokyo. Once you get outside of Tokyo, then maybe you can start looking into getting to like fancier places like this, or a little bit bigger hotel setup than what this is. But either way, there's plenty of options. You just gotta do your research. You guys gotta do your research. But let's just look at the area that this particular place was in. Let's see. So this is the Kaosan origami. Let me see if we can find it. So you can see what the area looks like. Kaosan origami. No. Origami Asakusa. Is it not there anymore? Is it not there anymore? Taito City. Taito City is Ueno. This is not where we want to be. Where's Asakusa? Asakusa. Okay, here's Asakusa. There is a hostel somewhere nearby. Asakusa Dohwa King. I don't think I have been there. Which one is this one? A clinic. Wait, where's actual Asakusa though? Where's actual Asakusa? Right here? Okay, there's actual Asakusa. The place I was staying at, I think, was back here. It's actually not too far. Let's go down the street and see if we can find anything though, because this looks like a residential area. This is not where I want to be at. Okay, well, let's go back up. Let's go back up, because I got lost. Unless it's like Asakusa in general. What is this area? You know, let's start with Asakusa. Let's drop in from here, and maybe we can find it. Because there should be a train station nearby, and from the train station I might be able to find it. I really don't know where. Okay, so that's the middle of Asakusa itself. No wonder we're being dropped into the middle of a neighborhood. Where is the actual? Where is the actual? Oh, Asakusa Jinja, right here. Right here. Okay, so Asakusa Jinja. Historic place, as well as a big tourist attraction. Because you have this large temple. Yeah, temple I think is Buddhist. Shrine is Shinto. But this is a temple. A lot of people come here whether they're Buddhist or not. It's just a nice place to visit and check out what's inside, which is not just a gift shop, but it's basically this thing over here. It's a little hard to see, but basically this thing over here. You do say a few prayers for your trip and whatnot. Toss some coins because the place is only run through donations. You can buy some incense, you can buy some charms and all that stuff. I think there's actually actual ceremonies that get held here. I don't know if anyone's actually... I don't think anyone's done it, but on the times I've been there. But the place I was staying at... Nope, go back. Go back. Go back. Let's go out. Let's go out. The place I was staying at is... Let me please. Maybe I need to drop in from the top. Drop in from the top. Asakusa Jinja, Sensoji. This is the... So this is the shrine, this is the temple over here. But the place I was staying at, I think, is somewhere back here, so it's not too far, walking distance. A lot of stuff is walking distance. So that's the temple shrine back there. In Kaosan Origami, right here. So this is where we stayed. This is where I stayed the couple of times I did go to this area. And as you can see, there's quite a few stuff here, the neighborhoods over there. Some shops. And I think across this crosswalk there's a bakery, and then further from the crosswalk, if we can get past this bus, hotel. I know there is this is a ramen shop, I think. Yeah, this is a ramen shop. I have never been able to get into this ramen shop. They were always closed the times I wanted to go. Nope, that's not it. But there is a grocery store further down this way. Except that's not it either. Where's the 7-Eleven? Where's the Family Mart? Maybe I went the wrong direction. I think I went the wrong direction. Go down the street. Go down the street. Let's go down the street. I know there's one here somewhere. I have been here before. What is this restaurant? This is... What is this? Soba noodle shop. Okay, we're back to Kaosan. Where is the 7-Eleven? There's gotta be a 7-Eleven over here. Hold up. No, hold up. No, full screen. Lawson was further down. Behind me. There it is. There's the Lawson. So there's a Lawson over here nearby. Still walking distance, I believe. I think. It's just further down the street. It was further down the... Oh, there's a Lawson that way, and there is a 7-Eleven over here. I think this is the one I went to. But you can see there's a bunch of things you can get here for supplies and whatnot. Close to where you are, a lot of stuff is walking distance. Can we actually get inside? Are we able to get inside? Let's see what the inside looks like. It's fairly small. It's fairly small. I think the pictures make it look a little bit bigger than what it actually is. But you can see there's a bunch of stuff over here that you can get, fairly decent price, actual meals. If we can see it, not just the snacks. Okay. I guess we can't see that. Food. But yeah, I think for the most part, if you want to go on the cheap side, the 7-Elevens definitely is, or well, convenience stores in general is the way to get food and stuff. Like you can, sure, you can go to the local burger shops and whatnot and get stuff that way. It's not too difficult. You can just point stuff on the menu and they'll give you stuff. Apparently, pretty darn cheap. Pretty darn cheap for a good quality burger. 780 yen for a burger that thick, or 980 yen for a burger that thick with fries and a drink. I think that would actually be more expensive in the US, to be honest. And the burger patty here is much better than what you get in the US, actually. Huh, probably should drop by here next time. Huh. It's just nice to like check around what's in the neighborhood. You know your chain stuff in Japan and outside Japan, but the local scene's also pretty interesting if you're willing to try it. Yeah, burger. Looks like they have a 540-gram burger. That's pretty hefty, actually. A 1-pound burger. for 2,300 yen, 2,500, maybe 2,500 yen with tax. I don't know what they use for this burger. That does sound pretty expensive, even for a £1 burger. But it looks good. It definitely looks good. It might be worth a try. Asakusa local burger, much cheaper, half the price. Tortilla chips and 3 dips for 740. Green salad. Green salad for 520. What kind of salad is not green, actually? I'm quite curious. Quite curious about that. Asian sweet chili cream cheese burger. Not bad. So they do quite a bit of fusion stuff too. Jamaican reggae burger. Reggae-chan. Jamaican reggae-chan burger. I would actually get that just to see what the heck it tastes like. That sounds interesting. Japanese teriyaki egg burger. Probably, I mean, a lot of this stuff's probably going to be more expensive than you get in McDonald's and whatnot, but that's still great. I mean, yeah, just check around. You never know what you can find. Compact Hotel Katsuna Shippo. What is this place? I think this might be a... Oh, that looks nice. That actually looks nice. So outside it looks like a coffee shop, and it looks like they have a coffee shop down here, the first floor of this thing. We're still in Asakusa, by the way. We haven't got any tourist stuff yet. We haven't done any tourist stuff yet. It's been 2 hours. We need to do at least one tourist thing before we end the stream, but I think we've gone over airport and where to stay and places to stay. It's a huge topic. It's a very huge topic, so we would be here forever if I talked about every single thing. So we got to break it up a little bit. And it's just kind of interesting to see what you can find on Google Maps sometimes, you know. Sakuma, it looks like a local izakaya. So izakaya is kind of like a, I guess tavern would be the best way to describe it, but it's more food focused than, you know, say a pub and whatnot. But the food here looks pretty good though. Look at that fish. That fish is like, it looks so fresh. I think that's just sashimi too. Yeah, this is all sashimi. That's just huge chunks of fish. How much does this cost? How much does most of this stuff cost? Okay, the menu is in Japanese. You might have an issue here if the menu is in Japanese. You know it's very local if they don't have any English menu or whatever, but they might be able to help you if you want to give the local food scene a try. Always recommended. And it seems it has pretty good reviews on Google, so why not? Give it a shot. A lot of Japanese people like to go over here, and because of that, a lot of what do you call this? A lot of people from overseas also will visit because of that. Wonderful little family-run restaurant. No English menu, and they don't speak English at all. So get a Japanese friend to take you here. If there's nikomi on the menu, order it. Nikomi. What is nikomi? I'm guessing it's some kind of meat. Niku is meat, beef specifically. Yeah, that's gonna be a heck of a time to read. Your Google Translate will not be able to pick that up for sure. So definitely, if you want the local scene, you have to know a little bit of Japanese to be able to navigate this. But if you can, it looks like it's gonna be the payoff's gonna be really good. That's gonna be a really good payoff if you're able to do that. Yeah. So is this kind of thing I like to do, explore little neighborhoods like this, even in Tokyo itself. But the main stuff in Asakusa, like I said, like I've showed, is the temple. Honestly, it's mainly just the temple. And possibly the food stuff around there, to be honest. Like, let me see if I can get the picture on the other side. There we go. So this is at night. This is like, I think, one of the main shopping districts in Asakusa, if not the shopping district. But Asakusa has a bunch of these like shopping areas right close to the right close to the temple area. And let me see if we can get a shot of that. Yeah, so it's this thing over here. If you look at the top right, you can see what it looks like in the daytime. What we have in the picture is at night. A lot of shuttered doors here, probably because it's still early in the morning, not exactly the place people would visit at this time of day. So not much to see here right now. I don't think I took a whole lot of pictures in this area. Maybe I took some videos. But a little past the shopping district, you do see the restaurants, especially at night. And it's a good place to get some food if you are up at night and haven't had any dinner yet. Like, you don't know what to get for food, so you just look around. Honestly, just look around. Or, you know, if you just want to keep it easy, you can always go to the McDonald's and grab something. But you're in Japan, why would you go to the McDonald's? Don't. At least I suggest you don't. It's kind of boring if you do that, to be honest. So look around. You never know what you'll find. Explore. Even if you can't speak Japanese, explore. It's not... Let's see. Asakusa Hayanai Shiki. I guess there's a theme park here. I think I've seen the Ferris wheel off the distance. I don't know if anyone actually goes here, though. But that's not what you go to Asakusa for. The main reason you go to Asakusa for is this temple and shrine in the area. This is the main reason why people go to Asakusa are these places. And they do have like a resting area here with like a bunch of spray, like water sprays and stuff to keep you out of the sun, especially in the summer. But I feel like it doesn't really help that much, to be honest. So if you grab like a little I think they sell it in multiple places. You might be able to find it in your area also. Like these little fans, the battery powered personal fans. Very helpful in the summer, apparently. I haven't had one before, never tried one before. Just because I don't, what do you call this? I just haven't carried one. I probably should try it whenever when the time comes again. But those are nice. You do find a bunch of little snack shops, dessert shops, different flavors of ice cream. Fairly reasonable price for pretty good ice cream, actually, and pretty good, what do you call this? This is melon pan. I think there's a specific shop that does melon pan in Asakusa. It's like off to the side a little bit, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Lots of different shops here with goods and whatnot. Don't really have too many pictures of that area, but you kind of get the idea. When you go in, though, when you go into the Asakusa area to begin with, you don't see the shrine right away. So let's just start off from the train station. So we get off the train station over here. So we get off the train station, and when you get off the train station, you notice a few things right off the bat. If I go a little back, this giant, I don't know what it is, turd. It looks like it doesn't look like poop. At the same time, it looks like poop. You know what I mean? It's a giant golden something. I have never looked into it. I don't know what this is. But it's a giant golden something, kind of poopy-like. That's for some reason a fixture in this area we like to call Asakusa. I don't think this is Tokyo Tower. Doesn't look like Tokyo Tower anyway. It looks like a different tower, but there's a giant tower here. Big landmarks around here. Normally you would go around this area. This is where you would see a lot of shops. There's some hotels here, apparently. Except this hotel doesn't have many reviews for whatever reason. But there's a hotel apparently in this tiny shop, I guess. But oh, we were going the wrong direction. Okay, well we need to go this way. We need to go this way. Here's another shopping district. There's like smaller shopping districts around the temple. But you can see here, there's a green roof over here on the side, right? That's going to be the main temple entrance. This is the main temple entrance that a lot of people know about. This is where most of the time you go through. I have a video of someone walking here with a chihuahua, I think, or some kind of small dogs. And for some reason, and a lot of TV crews like to hang around here. A lot of TV crews like to hang around here, interview the visitors. If you look particularly foreign, you will definitely probably be hit up by the TV crews, ask what you're doing here, Japan travel stuff and whatnot. People will just, you know, loiter around here, take pictures, lots of pictures, because of this giant what do you call this, lantern. That's basically the entrance of Kaminarimon. I think this is called Kaminarimon. And you can see, kind of, sort of see here. I have probably pictures somewhere, I just couldn't find them. Of the statues for like the, I guess, lightning gods, Raiden and something. But basically it's like lightning and thunder. I think those are the gods here or something like that. And through here, once you get through the gate, if we can get through the gate, nope, that's the side of the gate. Wait, I didn't realize there was a vending machine behind that police box. Huh. You learn something every day. Okay. And why can't we go through the middle? Let us go through the middle. Google. Let me go through the middle. Why can we not go through the middle? Google Map is weird. Okay, this is the back of the shops. This is not where I want to be. I want to be like in front of the shops. Can we do that? Can we do that? Can I go in front of the shops? Will you let me do that? Okay, that's a little bit better. So this is from 2018, a couple years before the country closed, and so this, I think the tourism at this time was really getting super busy from everywhere. China, Korea, the US, everywhere basically. So the local tourists also had issues getting through around here. But you can see how busy this was around that time, especially, you know, the morning. Super busy. Hopefully now it's a little bit clearer, but once tourism picks up again, you're probably going to have to deal with these crowds. It's just a side effect of Japan being like a really nice place to visit. But them's the breaks. In any case, on the way to the temple, like all the way over there, there's like shops lined up left and right. These are all souvenir shops. Or at least mostly souvenir shops. There might be a few snack shops here and there, but it's mostly souvenir, like goods and food, souvenir foods. A lot of times though, unless you're like looking for something specific, you're probably not gonna find something specific here, even for Kaminarimon, for Sensoji, the temple. If you want to get something Sensoji specific, you actually go to the temple. You might find charms there. You should be able to find charms there. But a lot of the stuff that you find here on the side, you can find pretty much anywhere else, to be honest. So look around, see if there's anything that catches your eye. But for the most part, most of the stuff here is not specific to this area. And if you don't want to go through the crowds over here, there's always the option of going through the backside. Did you get to go to the pagoda? So the pagoda itself, you cannot actually enter. So let's go through the pagoda really quick. Nakamisa Shopping District. So here's what it looks like. This area, what it looks like when it's a little bit clearer and not as many people. But the there's a crosswalk here. There's a shopping district to the left. There's another shopping district to the right. There's a lot of shopping districts in this very small area, right before the shrine and temple. But if you look at the shops here really quick, you can see most of the stuff, what they sell: fans, stationery, t-shirts. Most of the stuff, like I mentioned, you can find elsewhere and not specifically just here. So yeah, it's neat. It's neat to look at. But if this is like your first couple of days in Japan, maybe don't get something here right away. You can definitely come back later at the end of your trip and try to grab stuff here. But honestly, a lot of this is a fairly standard stuff. Even these snacks over here, these are probably just regular mochi and whatnot. Mochi and peanut snacks they can get elsewhere. The sandals, you can probably get them in other places. But let's try to get to the pagoda really quick. Let me show you the pagoda really quick, if I can get to it. Let's see. So pagoda, that's not where the pagoda is. Where is the pagoda? Okay, so not over here. It's probably this one. Oh, that's pagoda. So this pagoda, let me see if you can actually get in. I don't think this pagoda is open to the public. It does not look like it's open to the public. You can go around it, but I don't think it's open to the public. That's why you don't see a whole lot of people go through here. But there is a different pagoda in a different city that you are actually able to go in, and that one is actually neat. Here though, yeah, I think it might still be neat to go in if you could, but it doesn't look like you can. Yeah, it does not look like you can. Doesn't seem like it. And I'm not seeing any pictures, or at least any pictures in this particular area. But you can get a picture of it. I don't know if this is a place where the monks stay at or whatever, because I do think there are still monks in this area. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's someplace you can actually visit though, unless it's like official or something, like maybe some sort of ceremony or business. But it's not a place for visitors. Like you see this bar over here. That's definitely a thing that says no visitors allowed. So people don't go here for that kind of thing. They instead go to the temples and whatnot. But like I said, the main thing to see in this area of Asakusa is the pagoda, the temple. If I can go back to the temple. So we've been into the temple and the smaller shrine, the smaller Shinto shrine. Here on the side, much smaller. It's so small you can't really see much of anything here. But it does exist. It does exist. The one neat place around this area though, I don't know if we'll be able to see it. Oh, there it is. Can we go a little bit closer? So the one neat area here, oh wow, oh, someone took this picture back in 2018. Looks like there was a festival here. Okay, tourists or not, if there's a festival going in Japan, you go check it out. The dates, well, they do have set dates whenever they do happen, but you don't typically plan your trip around these kinds of things. They just kind of happen when they do. And I've run into a few festivals because of that. And typically the festivals have coincide with some shrines, holidays and whatnot. For this one in particular, I think this is for Sensoji. Yeah, there's a festival for Sensoji around May, it looks like. But this is not what I want to show you, but they do have a bunch of buildings here up front where you can get fortunes and charms and stuff. The thing I wanted to show you, why did we go here? That's not where we wanted to go. The thing I want to show you is this this area up front. So there's this like this giant urn here. This giant urn. This is like a place where a lot of incense gets burned. Not by the people that visit. This is like a giant pot of incense that I guess the people that run the temple drop a bunch of incense here. I think you can buy some also, but it's like a huge thing of smoke typically. And this is kind of like where you I guess get your blessings and whatnot before you go into the temple. And there's this area over here where you rinse your hands, cleanse your hands. I'm trying to find the word, but this is the spot where you go to like wash your hands and stuff like that before you enter the temple. There's like a procedure that you have to do to clean your hands before you visit inside. Otherwise, you're kind of not fit to go inside as per tradition or something like that. There is a there is a specific way to wash your hands though. I mean, let me see if I can find it. It may not be in today's pictures, but if there's not a sign out there, it's typically like there's a ladle. You pick up the ladle, and actually, let me see if I can find a picture really quick. It's going to be much easier to get an idea of once we do that. Maybe it's in this first trip. Maybe it's in this first one. Sorry, we may not be able to get to Akiba or Shibuya today, but we'll do that next time. Or to try to do that next time. I'm trying to find the shrine procedure. I'm trying to find the shrine procedures just because I do think it's interesting, especially if you're not used to it. And it's something that you do have to do if you plan to visit a shrine, and you're probably going to be visiting a few shrines anyway, whether or not you think about it. Okay, I think there's a good picture to use. Let's see. Okay, so let's look at this one. So this is from a shrine in Ueno, and you can it kind of shows it on here. It's a little bit it might be a little bit unclear, and I think you typically read this from right to left anyway, though that's really old school even for Japan when it's all in one thing. But in any case, so basically the little girl here is showing you how to do it. Even if you don't read Japanese, you can kind of get a gist of how this works. So you take a ladle, and the ladles will typically look kind of like this. It's they almost always look like that, like this kind of thing. So there's a ladle, there's some water. In this particular place, there's a cage around the water. Not all of it's going to be like that. For some reason, this one is. But anyway, so you take the ladle, you take some of the water from here, and what you're supposed to do, take it with your right hand, pour the water off to your left hand, and you typically use the same, like you take the whole ladle is like one scoop of water. Each scoop of water you're supposed to use for this entire procedure. It just doesn't. I don't think you typically take more than one scoop anyway. What we're supposed to do is ladle one scoop, pour a little water in your left hand, pour a little water on your right hand, and then from there, take a little bit of water into one of your hands and just touch your lips. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Touch it to your lips. You don't have to drink it. Typically, you don't drink it. just touch it. You're supposed to, but what this is basically is cleansing your right hand, cleansing your left hand, cleansing your mouth, basically like spoken word and stuff like that, I think. And after that, it doesn't really show it here, but what you're supposed to do also is like take the ladle upright and cleanse the handle. That's not actually any ritual thing. That's just for making sure that the handle is clean for the next person. That's what it is for. Like whatever water is left in the cup here, you're just supposed to take it upright, make sure the water flows through the handle, and then you can put it back. That's basically it. That's basically it. But yeah, that's the main stuff you can see in Asakusa. Lots of food that a lot of people don't know about. Always dive into whatever local food scene is around if you're just curious on what to check around, as well as, you know, the temple. So that's Asakusa for you. You can look more into that when you decide do you want to visit there. And I think we don't have much time to go to anywhere else. I actually had pictures for other places I wanted to show today, but I think I ran a little bit long on a few things. So next time we'll try to go to Akiba. Next time we'll try to go to Harajuku. Harajuku's area is actually pretty small. There's not a whole lot to talk about that, but I do have a few stories regarding that, so that might run a little bit long too. And I guess while we're at it, let's go ahead and talk about food, because we're gonna sample a few. What do you call it? We're gonna sample a few snacks that I got recently. So we're skipping way far ahead down the line here, or maybe before. But anyway, point is. So food in the airplane, right? Depending on what class you have, most people are going to be in economy, and depending on which airline, your food's going to be a little bit different. I'm just going to show you the various foods I've had in the airlines as we go through with them. So let's start with the worst first. Let's start with the worst food. It's not bad. I shouldn't say worst. Let's start with the not so great food on an international flight that I've ever been to. Not American Airlines, but an American company. This, I think, is United Airlines, so this is their international meal dinner. As you can see, it's a decent amount, but it's very, what do you call this? It's very sparse. It's very sparse. We got some bread, cold bread, kind of soft, not really, but it's okay. I'm not sure what it is over here in the salad portion, to be honest. It's appetizing. This is true. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And I think I had like some sort of noodle and veggie. There might be meat in here. I don't know, but it's appetizing. It doesn't look very great. We got this somewhat looking generic lemon sorbet. This is economy in United Airlines back in I don't know what year. 100% white people food. Yes, for lack of a better word, yes. But that is economy in United Airlines. Let's go to something a little bit better. Let's go to economy in ANA. Economy in ANA. Let me just make sure it actually is economy in ANA, because I've actually been on a non-economy flight, and I want to show that to you first before we go to the other stuff. They just hate flavor. I think it's less they hate flavor and more like this is good enough, this is cheap, and we don't need to do anything more than this kind of thing. Okay, but let's go to economy in ANA. ANA is my airline of choice just because that's, like I said, it's the easiest one for me to work with. So this is like a snack, like a small snack before your actual meal. I'm not sure how it is on other airlines other than the US airlines. And US airlines, they give you like pretzels and peanuts, which is, I mean, it's normal. Like here in ANA, they give you the rice crackers, which is their normal also snacks. It's not cheese puffs. This is rice crackers. So it's like, yeah, so it's like rice crackers, puffed kind of thing. There's a little bit of nori there. But this is their normal snack. It's nothing special, but you know, if you're not used to it, it's going to be a little bit different. Now the drink here in the side is, you can't really tell. It looks like lemonade, I think, for some people, but actually is not lemonade. It's actually this fruit called kabuso. Let me see. Kabusa? No, kabuso. I wanna show this picture. Kabuso. Fruit. Kabusu. Let me show this. It kind of looks like a calamansi. It kind of looks like a calamansi. Yeah, let me grab that. And we're going to pull up the other thing because I really want to show this. Where are you? Desktop. Okay. And then we put you above here. And it doesn't show because it's not showing. But it's basically this fruit. If you look at this fruit, it kind of looks like a lime. It kind of looks like a calamansi. I mean, it's basically the same family if you think about it. But it kind of looks, the shape of it, it's like I guess a big orange-ish, I guess, kind of thing. But yeah, that's basically what this fruit is. It's sour, it's nice, it's refreshing. It's not as sweet as calamansi. It's not as sweet as orange, it's not as sweet as calamansi. It's definitely very tart though. But that's what this drink is. And you know, if you go with like a Japanese airline or whatever airline of whatever local airline of the place you're going to, they hopefully they do like highlight the what do you call this, the ingredients from their place. Yeah, it was my first time hearing about it too when I went on this flight, so it's like, ooh, let's give this a shot. Because me being a big being basically a big weeb being a big weeb and wanting to try all the Japanese things, like I gave it a shot. It's like it's like a very light lemonade, but it's not as strong as lemonade. They don't use a whole lot of sugar either. I think it's just basically whatever fruit it is and then water. If they use sugar, I did not taste it. But that's a good thing, actually. That's a good thing. That they don't usually try to overpower the whatever flavors they got there. But here is the economy dinner. So there was an option for... So let me just try to grab the menu really quick so you can also see what that looks like. So let me find the menu while you look at the food right there. So I'm trying to grab the menu so that we know what we're looking at. Because I forgot what I was looking at here. Let's see. That was the two. This is the... that was the from. No, those two. Where's the menu? Or did I get a different menu? Oh, it's probably a different menu. Let me see if I can find it. It's probably not this one. If I see something new, I just go for it. Yeah, that's basically how you're supposed to do it. That's the best way to do it, if you ask me. Is this it? Oh no, yeah, this is it. This is it. Okay, I'm gonna a little zoom in on this one because this is hard to read. But basically, for this flight in particular, this is so when you go to an ANA, they give you the international cuisine option or they give you the Japanese cuisine option. For this particular flight, the international option has an appetizer of herb chicken with potato salad, with XO sauce and sea marinated sea bass with tomato vinaigrette. That sounds a whole lot better than whatever I had with United already, just on the appetizer. The main course is sauteed white fish with basil flavor and tomato sauce, white tomato sauce, and whatever the heck trophy is. And bread, champagne. Champagne bread. I don't know what that is, but anyway, that looks good already, and that's the international menu. That's the international menu. The Japanese menu, though, the washoku, if you so choose, you can only pick one, is basically what we have. Basically, what we have here. Now, let's just go through what all of this is really quick. The appetizers, which they call kuchidori, is marinated seaweed in vinegar sauce. So I'm guessing that's what the green cup is. Simmered octopus rolled in bacon. I see the bacon. I didn't realize it was octopus though. Corn fish cake. I did not see fish cake here, but apparently there's that also. Kobachi. So nice. Some more appetizer thingies, more tidbits. Grilled mackerel wrapped with pickle. Takana green sushi. I don't know where that is, but it's somewhere here, and it's still pretty good. It sounds good. And then the main course, we got fried beef ribs with soy sauce and steamed rice. You don't see it here, but we will see it in the next picture. So here it is, all taken out. And basically, you also get miso soup. You also get some sweet stuff, which is this packaged black thing over here on the side. And what is that? That is steam bun stuffed with white adzuki bean paste. Of course, you like the bean paste. But already though, if you look at this is a very good dinner menu, and that's just economy, okay? This is economy. Can you imagine? That's a huge difference. Their international menu was already good. The Japanese menu is also really good. You also get some green tea on the side also if you want to. And that's a decent amount of rice for this meal. Like holy crap, that's economy for A&A. And I would go there again and again and again. I think I've only gone to Japan Airlines once. But I also remember their food being good, but I've only done it once. I don't remember anything else from that though, just because it was like nighttime going to the Philippines. It was a 5-hour trip. I was also super sleepy at the time. I was also younger, I guess. Yeah, I was younger. I think I was in my teens at the time. Showing my age. But I was younger. Don't remember much, except burning my lips when I ate the dinner. I think it was like some sort of beef dinner. I wasn't really a huge weeb at the time either, but it was a very hot dish. I burned my lip. I burned my lip on a broccoli. It was that hot. Their food was that hot. I burned my lip on broccoli. I didn't mind it, but the flight attendants were worried about that. It's like, ooh, and that woke me up. But I still don't remember anything from that. Yeah. Hands down, 1,000 times better comparing to other meal. Yeah. So that is that. I think, did I also get breakfast here? Let me see. I want to say I did. I may have. I'm trying to figure out if this other meal, though, was economy. No, this is definitely not economy. That's a little too fancy for economy. I know we also got breakfast. I don't remember if I took pictures of breakfast. Let me double check. Let me see. Oh, this was breakfast. This was economy breakfast on A&A. I think you also had the option for getting just bread and jam and whatnot. And let me double check to see if that was actually the case. Because I know even in Japan, they don't go for this full breakfast spread. I think this might be a little bit much even for a Japanese breakfast. In Japan, they just typically get bread, jam, coffee, and call that a day. Which is, that's fine. That's fine and all that. But if you're on a flight, you definitely want to go all out if possible. It's like, why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't you? So I did, and this was breakfast. I'm trying to see if I can find the menu though, so that we can go over what all this stuff is. And so far, I am not finding it. When was this? I am trying to remember. All my pictures are jumbled up and I can't remember anything. Is it free? I mean, included in ticket? Yeah, it's included in ticket. It's included in ticket. I think, depending on the airline, I know you can choose ahead of time which menu you want. But yeah, it's part of the ticket. Whenever you fly international, and it's a particularly long flight, especially if it's like a 10-12 hour flight, you typically will get like a breakfast or one breakfast and one dinner, or like one lunch and one dinner, typically. But if it's like let's say from the Philippines to Japan, which is like 5 hours, you'll get one meal. You don't get the 2 meals, but you get one. So that's pretty good too. But right now I'm just trying to find the menu for the breakfast though. For some reason I can't find it. I wonder why. Oh, this might have been the food I got on the way from the Philippines to Japan. Possibly. I know this was one of those trips where I spent some time in the Philippines and I spent some time in Japan, but I don't remember exactly what that was. Okay, I think it was this one. All right, let's pull that out. It's a little bit of a mess. Like the order here is a little bit scuffed, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay as long as we get what we need, what we want done today. Okay, so here is the breakfast menu. I think this was from Philippines to Japan. I'm gonna try to like make this a little bit visible. Actually, no, that's wrong. That's not right. This is not the menu. I thought this was the menu, but I guess it's not. Yeah, it doesn't look like this is the menu. It wasn't the same group of pictures though, so I thought it was. Anyway, I think this was Philippines to Japan. It might be lunch, it might be breakfast. It looks like lunch. We got some soba. I don't see the dipping sauce for the soba actually, but there might be one somewhere here. We got some cold cuts with pickles, ham, carrots, and I guess there's some squid. There might be some squid over here too. Rice. It's just a small, simple meal. Not quite as extravagant as the other one, the dinner menu, but it's still pretty good, right? Okay, so I've shown you economy. Okay, I can't hang anymore. Gonna head off. All right, thanks for dropping by though. I'm still gonna explain the business class really quick before I sign off for today. So let me get that really quick. So where is business class? So I actually had the chance to take a business class on one occasion, so I will show that really quick. Have a good stream. I'll watch the VOD later. Thank you for having me. Yes, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. I just like talking about this stuff. Let's see. Okay, so business class really quick. So I've actually had a chance to do business class before, and let me just say the whole experience is quite different. So let's start off with appetizers. The menu, I'm probably not going to show it today. We can probably look at it next time. Or you know what? Yeah, next time. We'll go over this again next time. But business class, we have the appetizers over here. I don't exactly know what all this stuff is, but it looks so fancy. And it was pretty decent. You would think just because it's business class, it's like super good and whatnot, right? But it was good. It was good, don't get me wrong. But I don't remember much anymore from that. I don't remember much any more than that. But you do get this like really nice silverware and plates and stuff like that to put all the stuff in. The menu, it looks a little bit more well put together. Doesn't look as filling, but there's also multiple courses in this. Like you have your salads, you got your sashimi, you got little small bites here and there. And also, yeah, that's a close up. It's a close up with that stuff. And also, I think it's like 3 courses: an appetizer, a small meal, and a small bite-sized meal, and then the actual main course, which you get like miso soup, you get rice, you get some pickled veggies, you have fish and stuff like that. This doesn't look quite as impressive as the small bites menu, but it's still really good. It's still super good. And they really do take care of you. Oh yeah, there's also the dessert, which is just like manju, basically manju, and fruit. Manju and fruit. What more can you ask for? But yeah, also, what was this one? I think this was breakfast, actually. This was breakfast. So miso soup, rice, and fish. Pretty simple breakfast. And I didn't. I don't think I took a picture of it on when I did it. But I also got in the middle of the trip. You can also ask for snacks in the middle of the trip. I got like some ramen, Ippudo ramen. I think what it was. Ippudo ramen is like one of the better chain restaurant ramens in Japan. The other one that a lot of people like is Ichiran, but they serve Ippudo here on ANA. That probably tells you something. I don't know. It told me something, that they're actually really good. And when I actually went to an Ippudo shop in Asakusa, that was also really good. So yeah, that was nice. But we'll go over that again next time. Get a little bit closer look at that. And let me see if I have anything else I can go over. We were going to go over the snacks at the end here, which we'll probably do here in really quick. So let's go over the snacks really quick that we do have, just so we can finish this off. Let's see. So the few snacks that we're going to check out today, we're only going to check out 3 because a lot of the other stuff is like, what do you call this? A lot of the other stuff is like sweets, and I don't really need a whole lot of sweets this early in the morning. But let's see if this still works. Okay, there we go. Let's finish off with the few snacks that we do have that we can taste. So here we have the Japanese sake Kit Kat. You can actually get a bigger one of this. This is a smaller 8-piece one. Actually has some sake in it because you can see down here that there is a alcohol percentage, 0.4%, very, very small. Probably can't excuse me, probably can't get drunk off it unless you are that sensitive to alcohol, but just keep that in mind in case you have any dietary restrictions or whatnot regarding that. But yeah, it's a very fancy box, very smooth, very, very high quality feeling box right here. Oh, well, I guess I was supposed to open it this way. Supposed to open it that way. You got the individually wrapped Kit Kats in there. They all look like this compared to the pumpkin Kit Kat we had before. Not pumpkin, the sweet potato Kit Kat. I think they all pretty much look like that. Unless, of course, there's a different message in each one, and there is not. So this is all the same. That's all the same. Japan Sake Kit Kat. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Let's give it a shot. Okay, I just took a little smell test with the Kit Kat. It definitely smells like it has something in here, something alcoholic, but it's not like overly boozy smell. You know what I mean? But this is looks like it's white chocolate, mainly white chocolate, with sake mixed in here. So let's go break this off really quick. Very easy break. Ah. Okay. It's been a while since I had this one. So I'm trying to get a good grasp of the flavor. Okay, so what this is basically is white chocolate, but the white chocolate's more like the background flavor on this thing. The thing that you taste the most is like a very milky sake-ish flavor. I say sake-ish because there's actually different levels of sake. There's the amazake, which is very low alcohol. Even kids are allowed to drink it, and it's like a milky rice drink basically. Never had it before. It's mostly a, what do you call this? It's mostly a winter thing, closer to New Year, where people would in the shrines give out amazake to the people that visit. And I've never actually had it before, but I imagine this is kind of what it tastes like, a little milky rice thing. Like I said, kids can also drink that. And it's basically non-alcoholic. It might have a teeny tiny bit of alcohol, like 0.4% like we had here, but that's kind of what it tastes like. Milky and definitely a sake-ish aftertaste. Now, if you had other sake before, again, Junmai or Daiginjo is a cleaner taste. You don't really taste any ricey bits to it. But if you have like a nigori, the nigori is cloudy, has the rice bits in it. You do taste a little bit of rice flavor along with the alcohol whenever you drink that. I guess it's kind of like on that level, but definitely not, it's definitely not strong, not alcoholic. Would definitely recommend this though if you ever need a souvenir to Japan and can't get good sake, which you should be able to. I think you're allowed like 2 700 ml alcoholic drinks to take out of Japan, so keep that in mind. But this will not push you over that limit though. This will be a good thing to bring back and have a little taste of what sake Kit Kat is. Recommended. Highly recommend. Now for the other thing, this Tokyo banana. I mentioned before, banana cream in a little pastry kind of thing. Definitely give this a shot whenever you can, but again, keep in mind the expiration date, especially for this, the wet, creamy stuff, is only good for so long. I got this like last week, let's say the 9th or something, and it is now the 13th. We only have like basically a week and a half to finish this off. So watch out for that whenever you're getting souvenirs for yourselves and anyone else you want to give stuff to. But today, we are gonna check this one out. Tokyo Banana Pokemon Edition. I'm gonna try to very carefully open this. The package around on the outside is also really nice. Looks really nice, right? And the paper feels very smooth, nice to touch. We got Pikachu all over here, and showcasing the inside of the Tokyo Banana. So let's open this. Let's open that really quick. Trying to be very delicate here. I don't think I'm going to keep the wrapping, but I don't want to just tear it either. That'd be too barbaric for the stream. A little bit too bad. But then again, I just might. Okay, let's take this out. If I can. Ah. Okay. Alright, I tore the paper. So really, the outside here has the Pokemon packaging. What you see on the inside is the regular Tokyo Banana box. It's just a white box with a banana and a ribbon. Now, why Tokyo Banana? I don't think Tokyo is particularly known for the bananas. Haven't seen the banana tree over there, but they are kind of famous for this kind of thing. So All right, we got a little coupon here, or some kind of advertisement for their treats, though. So they probably have other things other than just the Tokyo Banana. Check them out. Here's a QR code if you would like to check it out. There's a QR code for you, or the website right down here. Check that out. But it looks like they're all pretty much the same. It has a little Pikachu print on here. We got 8 of them. Is it as big as the packaging says it is though? It is a little bit smaller. Almost as big, but a little bit smaller than what the packaging is. If we were measured to end, it's maybe 20% shorter. And about as big, so no complaints there. No complaints there. I don't see any happy. Oh, wait. They all look different. So there's a happy Pikachu. Eyes closed, a happy Pikachu. So is this one, I think. This looks like a sleepy Pikachu. Now that I think about it, it looks like a sleepy Pikachu. I think this might also be a sleepy Pikachu. Yeah, so we have happy Pikachu, we have sleepy Pikachu, and we have winking Pikachu over here. A winking Pikachu. Interesting. But we did not see this waving Pikachu. We didn't see that in the pack in this pack over here. But we did get 3 different kinds. So that's okay. Let's open this. So we got Tokyo Banana in a really basically banana shaped tray. Very soft. Just barely pressing on it. It's very soft. It feels a little bit jelly on the inside. So if we just open this really, really slowly, that is banana cream. Banana cream oozing out of the very soft cake here. So I'm not sure which one's worse. Which one's worse? Let's maybe okay. Let's leave the Pikachu's body here. I'm gonna take the head. I'm gonna take Pikachu's head. Very soft, as it's as soft as I've thought it would be. Just squishing the cake. The cream, very creamy, pretty thick because it is banana. It doesn't taste artificial. The banana doesn't taste artificial on this one. It feels like they actually mixed banana and cream, and basically that's how you get this thick, creamy consistency. No artificial banana flavor as far as I could tell. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it tastes legit. It tastes legit banana. It's not overly artificial, so that's good. I don't know how much more expensive this is though compared to like the normal Tokyo Banana. It is the same shape, but is it the same price? I don't know. There might be a little bit of a bit of an upcharge with the Pokemon licensing on here, but other than that, this is pretty good. Definitely get it with tea. I have some tea here. It is not hot anymore. It is cold tea now, but I have some tea. Take it on tea, take it on coffee. Good to go. Oh. All right. I'm gonna save the rest of that for later. And we have one more thing to try. And this I gotta be super careful with. So, for this one, we have shrimp. We have curry shrimp crackers. I don't think I've seen this before. These little cracker nuggets. I think I may have gotten something similar in a Sakuraku box. I don't remember much anything about it, but this apparently is specifically a Shinjuku curry, koi ebi. Shinjuku curry, some sort of shrimp snack. I don't remember seeing anything specifically shrimpy though in Shinjuku. So let's go ahead and open this. It says that there's only a few pieces in here, so I'm not exactly sure what this packaging is going to be like. Super interested in what that's going to be. Okay. So basically, what you're getting are these individual packaged shrimp snacks. I think there's like, how many are in this package so I can see? There are 6 of these in this shrimp snack package, which is interesting because it looks like just little nuggets, little shrimpy nuggets in the packaging. So let's, okay, I need scissors for this one. That's a little bit too strong for this. Okay, so what do we have? We have, I'm gonna take out the entire thing because I think we can. All right. So what we have is these little shrimp nugget crackers. I don't know what all the ingredients here are. I'm gonna guess there's some wheat. I'm gonna guess there's some shrimp. It smells like curry. Yep, it definitely smells and tastes a little bit like curry. There's some curry powder on here that I can taste. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it, really. Curry powder I can taste. Go eat. Give that a shot. Hold up a sec. Hold up a sec. Let's try that again. Let's turn off the noise gate this time. See if we can pick this up. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That was not the kind of crunch you would expect. These are very airy, very soft. Like if I were to try to show what this looks like, I'm not sure how to describe it, but I think it's probably not wheat. It's probably like, there might be some rice in here. Maybe rice and shrimp. And it's very squishable. It's a squishable type of starch or filler, whatever you want to call it. The curry flavor is pretty good. I would like it to be stronger, but it's pretty good. It's very noticeable. That's a good thing. I can also notice the shrimp flavor, but what gets me the most though is the texture. The texture is what gets me the most. Like, let's try that again. It crunches into a powder really quickly as soon as it goes into your mouth. This is a very delicate, salty curry shrimp snack. Very delicate. It doesn't seem like it breaks that easily when you try to do it over here, but as soon as it makes contact with any sort of moisture, it just falls apart in your mouth, hopefully. Probably don't recommend putting this in like ramen or anything, just because whatever flavor that ramen has is gonna overpower this little thing here. So pretty good. I don't know if it's worth the price though. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but it was pretty expensive and I was kind of wondering why it was so expensive. But I thought I'd give it a shot, and I can see why it's so expensive, but I don't think it should be as expensive as it is. Then again, I don't know how special this snack is, to be honest, but you know, it's what excuse me, it was worth a shot. And I say give it a shot if you can get your hands on it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to grab it. Unless you're like a really huge shrimp cracker fan, then maybe sure. Shrimp cracker and curry fan? Yeah, give it a shot. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there for today. I think I ran a little over for the Japan Talk stream. So, yes, I don't think we got very far today. We only went through the airport and Asakusa and a little bit of airplane food. We're gonna try to do a little bit more than that next time though. Still gotta figure out when. I'm gonna try to do this monthly. Maybe not the same time each month, like this, maybe not the same week each month, but I need to figure out with my schedule what I can do. Because the plan is, like I said, the plan is like 2 weeks, 2 cooking streams during the month, 1 Japan Talk stuff and 1 snack review stuff, right? And I don't think I can do it any other time other than, you know, what I'm doing right now. If I try to do it during the weekday, it's a little bit tough to do after like all the other things I have to do. So the best I can do is right now, and yeah, we'll just go over it whenever we can. But next week I do plan on cooking. I still plan on cooking next week, so we have 1 more dish for N, another dish that we might be able to add peanuts or some sort of nuts into for N. And let's see what else we got. What else would we have? And then hopefully the week after that we will be able to do our next snack review. If we don't, then that's just gonna get pushed off, and then maybe we can do another Japan Talk after that. But next week is cooking, I'm hoping. And the next stream for this week is going to be in a couple of days. We'll be doing 13 Sentinels again. So until next time, I hope to see you. I hope to see you next time. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And if you want to talk more about Japan stuff, please don't hesitate to hit me up in the comments below, or drop by the next stream, whichever stream it might be that we can see each other. Don't hesitate to drop by there and ask me about Japan stuff. So yeah, until then, excuse me. Until then, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Goodbye.